At about 12:30 a.m. on September 19, 1976, the Imperial Iranian Air Force command post at Tehran received several telephone reports from citizens of strange lights in the sky. The command post contacted General Nader Yousefi, Assistant Deputy Commander of Operations. General Yousefi took a look for himself and saw a very bright object, larger than a star. At that point, he decided to scramble one F-4 Phantom jet from Cherokee Air Force Base in Hamadan.
Everybody was worried about incursions by the Soviets flying aircraft over non-Soviet territories. So they had considered the possibility that this might be some incursion by the Soviets, but when they saw this multiple flashing light stuff going on, it made no sense to imagine that it would be the Soviets trying to covertly fly over Iran for whatever reason.
You don't scramble if you're not worried. And once you've established it's not a Soviet airplane or something like that, why do you keep chasing?
At 01:30 hours, the F-4 took off and proceeded to a point 40 nautical miles north of Tehran. It was noted that the object was of such brilliance that it could be seen up to 70 miles away. When the F-4 came to within about 25 nautical miles of the object, the jet suddenly lost all instrumentation and communications. The pilot broke off the intercept and turned away. When the F-4 had turned back towards its airbase, the aircraft regained instrumentation and communication. At 01:40 hours, a second F-4 was scrambled. Closing on the object at 150 nautical miles per hour and at a range of 25 nautical miles, the object began to move, keeping a steady distance of 25 nautical miles from the F-4.
The pilot described the object as being flashing colors. It had some size to it, but he couldn't really see a size or shape because it was so bright, but it was flashing multiple colors at a high rate of speed. They all blurred together, he said. Certainly something unlike what we would expect to be in the skies anywhere, to say nothing of over Tehran.
While the object and the F-4 continued on a southerly path, a smaller, second object detached itself from the first and advanced on the F-4 at a high rate of speed. The pilot, believing he was under attack, tried to launch a Sidewinder missile, but he suddenly lost all instrumentation, including weapons control, and all communication. The F-4 pilot then took evasive action. The object fell in behind him at about 4 nautical miles distance for a short time, then turned and rejoined the primary object. The main object then flew away at several times the speed of sound. Once again, as soon as the F-4 had turned away, instrumentation and communications were regained.
The fact that anybody can cause sophisticated military aircraft to lose important systems at their whim because the systems came back on, 2 different airplanes after all, that's scary. Because Iran was a close ally of the United States at that time, the Americans were called in and they helped in the investigation. The Defense Intelligence Agency report that was filed because of that investigation went to the Central Intelligence Agency, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Department of State, the White House. It was clearly considered important.
The DIA report concluded the value of this information was high, timely, and of major significance. Quote, "This case is a classic which meets all the criteria necessary for a valid study of the UFO phenomenon."